Starting this edition with some breaking news now coming in. Kerala Chief Minister has attacked RSS and SDPI, saying that both RSS and SDPI are trying to disturb the law and order situation in the state and has blamed the two groups for the rise in violence in the state. Let's take a look at more details now coming in. Chief Minister essentially indicating that RSS and SDPI cannot destroy the law and order of Kerala. Both these forces are trying to destroy the peace of our state. Encouraging any communal force is not good for our state now. You should see what is happening in other states. Let me also bring in my colleague Ashwin, who's been tracking this very closely. This comes just a day after when there was an SFI video that was accessed by my colleague Ashwin, raising questions about why no action despite the kind of threats that were being issued. Now you have the Kerala Chief Minister targeting RSS and SDPI. Ashwin, what was the context in which the Chief Minister made this kind of a statement?
The context was, Shavan, an adjournment motion was today introduced by one of the members of the House in the Assembly, stating an incident that had happened on July 6th where two migrant workers had, who were collecting scrap. They collected a bomb accidentally and it exploded and led to the death of these two migrant workers. So this was raised as an adjournment motion talking about the bomb explosions that are happening in Kerala by the opposition. Now, as a response to that, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan went on to say the area where this explosion took place is a stronghold of both the SDPI and RSS, and then went on to say that it is these communal forces like RSS and SDPI and the Popular Front which is causing problems for the harmonious living in the Kerala society. This is what the criticism of the Chief Minister has been against the RSS. He has now painted off the whole incident, in a different way altogether, that too in the floor of the House, Shavan.
Well, just one more quick question, Ashwin, with regards to the role of the RSS and the SDPI. What the Kerala Chief Minister was trying to indicate that there are certain cases in the state where he's alleging that the role of RSS workers and the SDPI has come into the picture. What more are you picking up?
In the floor of the House, there was intense argument over the slew of violence that is taking place. The opposition had constantly raised questions about the law and order situation, especially the kind of bomb explosions that are taking place in the state, and the opposition was raising various queries on why the investigation on all these cases are reaching nowhere. And the Chief Minister during the question hour was responding to these allegations, Shavan, and it was then he suddenly shifted the whole blame as if that the whole incident, the incident like this is happening only because of the presence of the RSS, and then equated it with the same level as the SDPI. So he painted RSS and SDPI in the same broad stroke, stating that these two forces are creating communal havoc in the state. Now, the opposition, in fact, then went on to question, in fact, the leader of opposition then went on to question the audacity of the Chief Minister to put the blame on someone else. When in 1977, when he was want to become an MLA, he had in fact asked the votes of the same RSS. That was the allegation which was raised by the opposition leader V.D. Satishan as well. But all in all, the Chief Minister was evasive in all the pointed questions, but he did, paint it in such a manner that all the issues like bomb explosion that are happening in Kerala is only because of the RSS and the SDPI. Shavan.
Joining us on this broadcast is Mr. George Kurian. Mr. Kurian, the kind of comment that has now been made by the Chief Minister, this at a time when we have seen RSS workers being attacked in the state of Kerala, what are we to really make of it? We'll try and reconnect with Mr. Kurian in a short while from now. Ashwin, till the time Mr. Kurian comes back on the broadcast. Now, what is it that the opposition parties are essentially saying right now? Because it seems that the Congress must have also been caught on the wrong foot.
Yes, RSS is a national organization and SDPI is a terrorist organization. How can they compare these two organizations? And in 1963, the RSS participated in the Republic Day parade. Then what is the comparison? They want to get out of this
Mr. Kurian,
terrorist people, Yes. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Kurian, the question that I was asking you was that Mr. Kurian, the question that I was asking you was that at a time when RSS workers are being hacked to death, you have the Chief Minister basically coming on the floor of the Assembly and essentially saying the RSS and the SDPI are the same and they are responsible for creating communal havoc in the state. Are we to really believe that?
No, that is what I am saying, that this RSS is a national organization, nationalist organization, and SDPI is a terrorist organization. And this never RSS or BJP try to kill anyone or any other party people. Only the CPM and SDPI people are killing these RSS and BJP workers in Kerala.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kurian and Ashwin, for getting us the latest updates.